If you're here right now, it's probably for one of two reasons. One, you're a curious old bee and you're interested in how the Dad How Do I YouTube channel went from 0 subscribers on April 2nd to well on the way to 2 million and more subscribers in only a few weeks. And two, you want to try and learn from this and grow your own channel. Well, you're in luck, because that is exactly what I'm about to teach you. Perfect. So before we get going, we timestamp our videos in the description and comments so you can skip to the bit you actually care about in the video, or just sit back, relax and enjoy the whole thing. So hopefully someone's left. Anyway, let's quickly just sum up what the Dad How Do I channel is and who Rob Kenny is. The Dad How Do I channel is, putting it simply, a beautiful nod to the days gone by on YouTube. When Rob Kenny was a child, his father walked out on him and his 7 siblings, so his older brother became a stand-in parent. Now Rob is a father himself, and at the start of April he decided to create a YouTube channel to help fill the gap for young adults growing up without a dad, by creating videos like how to shave, how to do a tie, how to fix a toilet and more. And that's it. There's no SEO, no super designed thumbnails. I checked his videos, no tags, nothing. So how on earth has he grown so fast? Well, let's use the data we can get about the channel from Social Blade to help us find out more. This isn't my data, so don't shout at me if it's not 100% accurate, but it's a handy way to track the events. So on the 9th of May, we can see Rob had just under 3,000 subscribers. Even that's amazing for a new channel. So how did that happen? Well, I've gone deep into the internet and found articles from Shattered magazine from the end of April sharing the content and the channel, and by looking at the earliest comments on their Facebook page, it seems like the initial growth was down to good old-fashioned sharing. Rob's story and content were really well received. I mean, check out these comments. Right now, the world is in lockdown. Any single parent deserves a medal for coping with the current situation. Rob's content came when the world needed it most, and it started the ball rolling. So now we take a look at the 13th of May, just 6 weeks after the birth of the channel. The Jam picked up on his story and invited him onto their show to chat through it. We can see on the chart his subscribers rose from 30 subscribers in a day to 1,630, followed by 1,260 the next day. And then on the 18th, the story was picked up on Twitter by Bruce Wayne the Wizard. Excellent name, by the way. The tweet was shared 50,000 times, and at the time of filming had 150,000 likes. Then over on Reddit, it all kicked off. A thread with over 800 comments at the time of filming, full of love for Bruce Wayne's tweet and the channel. By the way, his real name's Faisal. Then on the 19th of May, Chris Hart wrote a post on his Facebook sharing the story and the channel's growth. Now, Chris doesn't have a massive following, but his post still got shared 608,000 times, and it's probably still growing. So over the 18th, 19th and 20th of May, Dad How Do I hit 1 million subscribers. Of course, when a story like this spreads, it spreads like wildfire. Not only is the channel's content and idea loved by millions, but the story of the epic growth also now gets shared. It's a double whammy. Check out this graph from Google Trends. This is how often people are seeking out Dad How Do I's news and content. The love keeps coming in too. Tweets, Facebook, shares, WhatsApp, and word of mouth are catapulting it. Publications like The Poke with over 800,000 Facebook fans publicised a story on it, and then it was shared and shared and shared, and the internet went mad for it, and more publications got involved, and suddenly people were subscribing more than they were actually watching the videos. Everything Dad How Do I stood for won the popular vote and resulted in viral growth. And the scary thing is, Rob's only been viral a few days since filming this, so it's gonna kick off even more. So that's how Dad How Do I went viral. But what can you learn from this to grow your own YouTube channel? Well, the good news is a lot. The bad news is expecting a YouTube channel to do this is only going to end one way for 99.9% of the channels. Not well. You see, the reason for virality is so. Right now, the world is on lockdown. Internet usage is at an all-time high. Virgin Media, a British broadband provider, said usage was up 90% in the UK alone. So people are watching more content and spending longer on social media. The world's also in a bad place, as I've mentioned before. There's going to be a lot of people struggling. Rob's story is heartwarming, and the selfless nature of his channel is a nod to the good old days of YouTube before it was all about making money. The stats back his channel's mission of filling the void for single parents too, with the majority of views coming in for females aged 25 to 44. Although Rob, according to this data, your channel could have made $4,000 yesterday, which is a cool 1.4 million a year right there. Anyway, it's not about the money, right? Just forget about that for now. If there was an algorithm for why this exploded, it would look like this. Timing plus story plus emotion equals viral. Now, the amazing news is this is totally repeatable in every video you make, but it still doesn't mean you'll go viral, so you have to add one more crucial element: luck. It just all went right. The thing is, you have to be in it to win it though. So here are 3 things to focus on from this story to grow your own channel, and not one of them involves writing descriptions or getting amazing click-through rates or even relying on YouTube to promote you at all. Number 1, reach out to publications. The first lesson is to be like the African Oxpecker Bird. Yeah, I know, what does that mean, right? A few months ago, we made a more in-depth video about this, the link's in the description. The African Oxpecker Bird spends its life on the back of a buffalo or a hippopotamus, whatever they're called. Not sure that's a word, hippopotami. The beasts attract bugs, and the tiny birds live on their backs, and they get to eat the bugs. These African Oxpecker birds get free food, transport and protection. Amazing, right? What a life. The buffalo wins too, because it keeps potentially harmful and very annoying bugs away. It's a collaboration where a smaller entity can benefit a lot from a much larger one, and vice versa. Rob's success is because he became like the bird. His growth was of course from a huge amount of sharing, but also being featured on a larger news platform, which in this case was the buffalo. It acted as a catalyst and put his highly shareable content out to a larger audience that would have taken him significantly longer to hit without. For your own channel and your niche, there will be online resources and websites that are looking for African Oxpecker birds all the time. They have a big following. That's not their struggle. Their struggle is they need content to continually feed that following. So this is where you can come in. Reach out to these publications, ask them if they would like to include one of your videos on a topic that matches an existing title they have produced, or just ask them if they would like to use your content as part of a new article. Sure, they might say no, but if your content's great and fits with their audience's interests, they might very well say yes. I was told no by Social Media Examiner the first time I applied to write for them. They said no to my idea, but suggested I cover some other topics instead. Here's the results of this collaboration on our own small YouTube channel when that kicked off. That spike is the result of great timing and becoming the African Oxpecker Bird. The best thing about this is that publications don't care about how big your following is. They only want amazing content. So if you have confidence in what you produce, get it out there, think of your industry publications and go to their site and contact them. This is where YouTube falls down massively. You know, when you search and you look at the view numbers to base the quality of the video on before you even watch it, or how many subscribers the channel has, yeah, that's the problem. You can get around this as a small channel by working with credible platforms. So, local news, websites, even local papers are areas you should reach out to. Don't rely on YouTube to promote you. There's much faster ways. Number 2, target emotion. Okay, so you've done great getting this far. Let's just take a few seconds before this goes to the next level. I warn you now, it's gonna go deep, but getting to grips with these next 2 points impacts your content significantly. A while back, a study was compiled by BuzzSumo of over 100 million pieces of content. They wanted to find out why things went viral. The results were that the reason people share things is down to a series of emotional responses triggered by the content. The top emotion that triggered sharing with 35% was awe. This is the emotion you can feel when you see something you've not seen before. For example, when Felix Baumgarten jumped from the edge of space. That video struck awe into people. Parents experience it at the birth of their child, or sometimes it can even happen when you go to some amazing scenery. This feeling is so amazing you want other people to experience it. You have to give them that feeling right now, so you share. This is what is known as social currency. Now, believe it or not, tests have been done that proved us humans would rather share something like Rob's channel than get paid not to. We are so overcome with feelings that a small monetary reward is meaningless if we can give those feelings to someone else. Aren't we nice? Bad news though, trying to trigger awe in your videos is very hard. Extreme sports channels do it a lot, but if you educate like us, it's mega hard. The next emotion was laughter with 17%. A pretty simple one. Make funny content and it becomes social currency people want to share. Amusement came in next with 15%. This means more keeping people engaged in your videos, entertaining and informing them, which will trigger more shares. A really amazing video or article that deep dives into a topic will achieve this. Joy came in next with 14%. Puffy and cat videos bring this quite a lot. And then after that, there are a smaller percentage made up from a host of other emotions. What's different about Rob's channel though is the content itself didn't cause the virality on its own, but instead the reason for it being produced played a massive part in this. So there was an emotional connection here, but it's one that comes down to values more than just content alone. Values being the reason a channel exists. So have a think, why does your channel exist? What is it you stand for? And make sure it's crystal clear. Think back to the Kaepernick saga when Nike backed his protest. They released an image with his face on and the text said, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Be bold, be proud, and have a mission for your channel that people like you can get behind. And finally, the third and possibly the most powerful tool your channel will ever have But before we get onto that, what time did my tie disappear? Leave your answer in the comment. Stories. We recently made a video that covers this in more depth, which I'll add to the description to teach you how to use stories to make better content and grow your channel. Putting it simply, stories are what separates us from animals. They allow us to communicate in a way that makes us belong to the narrative. Now, let me just try and clear this up for you a bit. Rob's story is his troubled upbringing, which is a story anyone who has been in his shoes can become part of with their own chapter full of their own unique experiences. Not only that, even for people who had an easy start to life, we can still imagine and picture Rob's story, and that all-important emotional reaction is then triggered. When you look at the articles out there promoting this tale, they describe Rob's large family being split up and Rob being moved into his brother's mobile home. Even now when I'm telling you this, there's a strong chance that you're actually picturing that scene in your head. The story didn't stop at Rob though. A new act was written from the result of the viral growth, and now the whole world has had a chance to become part of it by sharing and helping the channel to grow to uncharted heights. Anyone who's watched a video or shared the progress has become a character in the story who wants the main character or hero to succeed. And that goes much deeper than just watching a video. So think, what can you do to make your viewers characters in your epic quest? Telling stories isn't just about that though. It's a technique you can use in your content too, like I did earlier with the African Oxpecker Bird. You picture the scene, you become engaged in the content when you tell stories like this. Your channel story starts with your values, works with your content to create an emotional response, and can become social currency people want to share. When you partner that with reaching out to larger publications to help spread your story, then you have the recipe for growth that doesn't need anything more. No thumbnails, no click-through rate or end screens, nothing. But please, please, please don't throw these things out of the window for your own channel. As I mentioned before, for 99% of us, they're still incredibly important. I really hope this video has made you think differently about how you promote your content. If you can master these things, I can't promise you'll be an overnight hit, but by being consistent and patient, they will work. The sad fact is everyone wants quick growth, but it's just not viable. We've been producing videos about all of these things mentioned for a little while now, and unfortunately, they're the ones that we make that get the least views. They're just not that sexy. I don't think any of our videos are that sexy if I'm honest. So if you'd like to learn more about storytelling, check out this video here, and more on emotion, then watch this video right here. I'm also going to include some videos in the description of this to help you work out your values, and the African Oxpecker Bird video so you can work hand in hand with publications to grow your following. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe, because we make 3 videos a week about how to grow your YouTube channel, how to make better videos, how to present, how to get over all sorts of fears and grow a YouTube channel using all sorts of methods that aren't just optimization.